Okay, so now that I had the opportunity to interview Mr. Gallegos, Mr. Flores, and Mr. Escobedo, I received a lot of insight as to the development, the articulation, the implementation, and the stewardship of the campus vision. When interviewing my colleagues regarding the development of the campus vision, I learned that the three of them were aware of the existence of a campus vision, but one of the teachers did mention that he was not certain where parents or community members could find it in writing. A couple of them mentioned that our vision resembled that of the districts, and they also mentioned several places around the campus where the vision was publicly displayed. Mr. Gallegos and Mr. Escobedo have had experience in the actual development of a vision, so that was very insightful. Mr. Flores mentioned that during the summer he was somewhat involved in developing a vision for a new program we started here at Henderson, but it never became official from what he mentioned. It looked like the beginning of a development where all the stakeholders shared their own view of what this campus should be like. All three of my interviewees are more than willing to help develop a campus vision. One thing that I found interesting was the fact that Mr. Gallegos mentioned that support staff should be invited to help develop a vision because then it would be truly representative of all its stakeholders. All three of my interviewees agreed that as a campus, we share the responsibility to develop a campus vision because at the end of the day, it is something that will ultimately drive instruction, expectations, and student success. Mr. Escobedo did say that if we were to rewrite it in the near future, he would be in charge of sending out a general invitation to any teacher that would want to sit at the committee and help us come up with a vision. And I think I would like to be on that. I think it would be a good experience for me as a leader. When speaking with my colleagues about the articulation of the video, it became clear that to them, the current vision at our campus meant student academic achievement at the very end. The location of the vision statement was unclear to some of them, so there was some misconceptions of where a parent or a community member would be able to find the vision statement. I actually went ahead and I went and looked for it on our school website, and I was able to find it. So I went ahead and I let Mr. Flores know where he could find it, that if he ever were to need it in the near future. When speaking about innovation as a means to implement the vision, Mr. Gallegos mentioned some ways in which teachers use innovative ways to engage the student. He did give us an example of something that he uses in his classroom. So I think that was a great way like an innovative way to help our students, especially our special ed population. Mr. Escobedo explained the social emotional learning as an innovative way to teach the whole child, which is something that our district is moving towards. I think that the concept of teaching the whole child, teaching them social and emotional skills is going to have an even greater impact on our students, way more than just the academic component we teach on a daily basis. The implementation of a vision was one area where I think we are lacking as a campus because myself and my colleagues felt that it is we feel that it's a little bit outdated, and they feel that ultimately that the needs of our campus visions have changed, and they feel that a revision is needed for the near future, especially considering all the new initiatives that the campus is implementing this year under the new leadership, under our new principal, Mr. Iturralde. We have new programs like the social emotional learning, we have STEM, we have a medical prep academy, we have dual language, we have Raise the Bar, and those are all great key components that I believe would be something to consider when we rewrite the campus vision. My colleagues felt that now with all of these new programs coming into play, it would be a good opportunity, or it would be a good timing to sit and review our campus vision. My interviewees did feel that our written vision statement was inclusive and characterized by respect for students, their families, and their community partnerships, because in the end, the vision is what we want all of our students to be able to accomplish, regardless of socioeconomic status or any other backgrounds. As far as the stewardship of the vision, Mr. Escobedo mentioned that being a part of a collaborative group and supporting teachers on a daily operations of the school would be one way to get the vision out to our community members. And I feel that our administration does that on a daily basis. We are very lucky to have a very strong leadership team with a vision of excellence for all of our students. And I think that is the most important factor as a teacher, is having that support from administrators. My other two colleagues also mentioned technology, having that 1-to-1 tech ratio for every student as a way to steward the vision of the campus and the district. Our district just went through becoming a district of innovation, and having this technology piece will in turn take us to reaching our district vision and our campus as well. One thing that I did find surprising is the level of involvement or lack thereof when it came to asking how they were introduced to the campus vision. So Mr. Gallegos did mention that when he first started here, 20-something years ago, he was introduced to the campus vision when he started, and then with every new leader after that, he said that all of them had sat down with them and introduced their vision of the campus. Mr. Escobedo researched the vision before he interviewed to the campus as an assistant principal, so their experiences with the campus vision with the introduction were different. Now that I have interviewed some of my colleagues and they expressed the need to revise our vision, the next steps for me would be to meet with my principal and invite him, let him know what I found during these interviews, and invite him to revise our vision statement. He's been here for 2 years. This is his second year, and I think that this would be a good time to revise our vision statement because of all the initiatives that we are implementing at our campus. I think that this experience will transform my practice as a school administrator, because now I know the importance of having the entire staff and community members being aware of the campus vision. As a new leader, I know that when I do start at a campus, I'm not just going to go in and do away with whatever vision they had. I know that I'm going to need to get to know my staff, get to know my teachers, get to know the students, get to know the needs of the campus, and I plan on giving it at least 1 year, maybe 2 years, before I change the campus vision, the written campus vision. Initially, I will tell them, what I hope to accomplish as an administrator, but I think having or rewriting or undoing any campus vision, it would take a little bit of time, just so that I can know my campus a little bit better. Thank you.